Hey friends, it's Dr. Barnes. I am your business ethics professor here for philosophy, P240 here at IUS. I am at least at IUS. I'm not sure you may be somewhere else because this course is online. So this is me. I've been teaching business ethics for 14 years at this point. I've written a business ethics textbook. I've been to lots of business ethics conferences. Certainly I've written some business ethics curriculum for at least one college business ethics program. So anyway, I do a bunch of stuff. I also do a bunch of critical thinking stuff. I'm a consultant in critical thinking and in sustainability. I have a lot of entrepreneurial experience. I own a martial arts school, for example. I have owned some other companies in the past. Some of which have done well and some of which haven't. So I have a broad experience in business as well as having a PhD in interdisciplinary humanities with philosophy as my focus and a master's degree and a bachelor's degree in philosophy. My graduate work is mainly at the University of Louisville. My undergraduate work is mainly at Hanover College in Indiana, and I did my postdoctoral work at the Foundation for Critical Thinking, which is a think tank in California that is working on education reform and some social reform toward societies that maybe do more thinking and more thinking about their thinking. And so I'm really interested in all that stuff. And here I am leading this class. So this is your syllabus, online business ethics here at the Indiana University system. My phone number is on here. If you want to reach out to me, I wish you would send me a text message. That's the fastest way to get a hold of me. Please tell me you're in the online business ethics class, as it indicates here on the syllabus. You can also send me an email at the email address on the syllabus. You are welcome to send me some kind of a message through our Canvas site. And of course you could call me and leave me a message as well. The fastest way to get a hold of me is always text message. So I hope that we can do that. If you need to meet face-to-face and you're in the New Albany, in Indiana area, which is where IU Southeast is, or the Louisville, Kentucky area right across the bridge, certainly we can arrange a face-to-face meeting. Okay, so what are we doing in business ethics? We're looking at a lot of different ideas about what the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do is in business. For the most part, the point of view of this class is as follows. You are probably inundated with positive ideas about business. The news is talking constantly about important business successes. Certainly there are some negative ideas, but mainly the ideas in our culture had to do with the following. If business succeeds, everyone succeeds. It is a good thing for business to be successful and for shareholders in businesses to be successful, and it's a bad thing for the opposite to happen. So, we're going to challenge some of those ideas in this class. I assume that if you are studying business, you probably won't take another class where the very basic foundational ideas of capitalist motivation is challenged. In most cases, you're simply going to engage in capitalism and make $1 million. I hope you do. Hope you remember your business ethics professor when you do. But certainly all of us are out there in the business world trying to do well. And the question is there any value to the ethical aspect? Certainly I was raised in my business training and in my family training and in my other areas. I've worked, I'm a veteran, and I've also worked for the U.S. government, the National Security Agency, and so I have some other interests there. I have, as I mentioned, a broad swath of entrepreneurial experience and employment experience outside of just being an academic, and so I know a lot of you people aren't very interested in the academic side of things, so a lot of this stuff is very popular. It's things that are in the headlines. The ideas are very important, and I'm going to do my best periodically to elaborate in this kind of a video or maybe an audio message, certainly in writing very regularly, elaborate upon the materials that I provided for you here in the syllabus. At the core of the course, the way that I'm interested in teaching this course, the very core idea, the biggest idea in the course from my point of view is this question: when is it acceptable to profit from harming others in business? when is it acceptable to profit from harming others? Harm happens a lot in business. It happens all the time, in fact, and it happens in a variety of ways, big and small. And we should maybe deal with this question. Our first pieces of media, the corporation, for example, is really big on this question. You've probably already looked at the quiz surrounding the corporation and answered the question regarding the corporation's character. Are we dealing with a psychopath in the character of the artificial corporate person, which is protected at this point by Supreme Court decisions that use the Constitution to protect the artificial corporate person and give it the same rights as natural born citizens of the United States. Do we celebrate that? Do we protect that? Or are there good reasons perhaps for us to change that form if it is somehow defective? I think psychopathy would be defective if we could support that analogy, which may or may not be supportable. I look forward to finishing up reading your comments about that. Please recognize that the first exam is February 21st. That's a month from now. It's going to cover all of the links on our syllabus and also on our Canvas site. If I'm behind on those right now, I will get them caught up, and you should not worry again about my technological inefficiencies harming your ability to get good grades in this class. Please just be patient and work with me on that. I appreciate that. But we do have the first exam February 21st, which will cover everything up until that point. Second exam is, let's see, March 20. Oh, sorry. We only have, I have a typo on the syllabus. We don't have a second exam. We only have 2 exams. So we have exam 1 and exam 2. And so exam 2 is April 25th. That's at the end of the course, and it will cover all of the ideas since exam 1. So between February 21st and April 25th, that'll be the period of time that's covered for exam 2. We have a business ethics video project. That's due on March 21st. That replaced another exam we were going to have on the syllabus. The idea for that is that you will come up with some business ethics problem that you can talk about. What's a business ethics problem? Well, that's something for you to identify during the course, but I do think business ethics problems for sure are going to relate to some combination of what the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do is in a business situation. And that's something that you're going to be able to identify in your own disciplines, in your own professions, in your own areas of expertise. And so maybe you can identify some ethics problem that you see in a workplace or in an industry, or maybe even as a consumer of some products. You can make a little gonzo video out of it with your phone or something like that if you want to. Come into the green screen room here at Bellarmine University, which is open 24 hours here in Louisville, Kentucky, and make a video for free in this green screen room. I don't know if I'm going to use this green screen, but I'm sure I'm happy to have it available. I'm going to give you more guidance on this a little bit later in just about a week and a half, but your video should be between 5 and 7 minutes, and you can film it with your phone or anything else that you want. And if you have questions, you should go ahead and contact me. Also, every week there's going to be a quiz and a discussion board post. The quizzes are going to cover all the media for the week. There won't be a question for every piece of media. Often you'll be able to pick your own pieces of media to write about. The discussion board post will explicitly ask you to choose your own direction and make some relationship between the media that you looked at this week and your own experience of being a customer or being an employee or being a boss or whatever it is that you want to take on. I hope these things are highly relevant not only to your experience as consumers and employees and bosses, but also just your experience of being a thinking human being and a citizen. Which is one reason why we're looking at A Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens, 19th century British author, was a social critic, a strong critic of capitalism, and he did much of it in these novel forms, fictional forms. And so A Christmas Carol, this classic that we look at in our culture about a business person who has a change of heart about his sort of stingy ways. There's a version of it on YouTube. You don't have to watch my version. If you know the story well, you're welcome to read it. The text is available online for free if you Google it. Certainly you can see all sorts of versions. Maybe you just went and saw it at Actors Theater here in Louisville a few weeks ago and it's fresh in your mind. You can comment on that. or some other place. I'm also asking you this week to take a look at a story that was released by CBS News about how big tobacco kept studies related to cancer secret, thus causing more people to become addicted to tobacco and ultimately to cause more damages in the lawsuit that they lost 11 years ago about about their deceptive business practices, big tobacco's deceptive business practices. So you can write about that also on your discussion board posts. Discussion board posts are for you to write about what you'd like to write about, but also it's an opportunity for other people to comment on what you write. And so you're not required to comment on other people's discussion board posts, but you're welcome to. And I hope that you will, and sometimes I'm going to comment on your discussion board posts too. And I hope you'll take all that seriously. So we have a lot of really diverse topics in here. I hope that you enjoy the various ideas that I've assembled for you here on the syllabus for business ethics this semester. So we have 2 exams, discussion board posts, and a quiz every week. The welcome statement, which most of you have already turned in, and your business ethics video project. I'm going to try to be really easy with the deadlines for material. If deadlines don't work for you, please reach out to me and I'll try to make adjustments that'll work for everybody in the class. I don't know that I can make a lot of individual exceptions to things, but maybe I can make adjustments to the whole way we're doing things that will be amenable to you and your circumstance and everyone else in the class. So I'm going to do my very best to be fair. Please reach out to me if you need any assistance at all, and I hope it's a great semester. Welcome to Business Ethics.